A break in the murder of Marilyn Cotto Montañez. 15-year-old Jameer Thompson surrendered to police early this morning. He now faces murder charges. CBS said New York's Tony Aiello is in White Plains, where Thompson was arraigned. Tony, where does the legal process go now with Thompson?
Well, there was a brief court appearance a short while ago, Allie, and 15-year-old Jameer Thompson was remanded, meaning that the judge ordered him held without bail after the prosecution described him as a flight risk who evaded capture for 11 days. We learned in court that Yonkers police worked with the FBI and sent investigators to Connecticut, Florida, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina trying to locate Jameer Thompson until his surprise surrender overnight. The young suspect left the YPD Youth Division 8 hours after his early morning surrender.
Who are you aiming for, Jameer?
Jameer Thompson, evading police for 8 days after he was named as the gunman who shot and killed 18-year-old Marilyn Montañez.
He's a young man with no convictions from a nice, humble family, and our hearts go out to the victim's family. This is a tragedy for everyone. And he's here to say he's not guilty, and he's going to fight the case.
Police say she was innocently walking her sister to a store when Thompson fired at a rival, mistakenly striking the victim.
What they did to her, she didn't deserve it. She was wonderful. She wanted to be a doctor. She wanted to save lives.
When I texted Marilyn's brother with news of the arrest, he replied, "This is good. She will have peace. My family can now sleep." Thompson has a juvenile record, including arrests for robbing someone at knife point, possessing a loaded gun and stolen property, and stabbing someone during a dispute. Court records show his father died when Thompson was a young man. His social media accounts are filled with pictures of him showing off money, marijuana, and flashing gang signs. Tony, the suspect was, his family was well represented in court. His mother and his grandmother were in court as he was arraigned. The prosecution said that the suspect's mother was, quote, obstructionist. The prosecutor says Dominique Singleton told police she knew where her son was while they were looking for him. She had spent time with him, but that she would not help them locate him. Yonkers police have said they would charge with a felony anyone who helped Jameer Thompson evade capture, so we're waiting for more information on that front. Live in White Plains, Tony Aiello, CBSN New York.
So Tony, 15 years old, but with a lengthy juvenile record already. Is he being charged with as an adult right now? What's the legal process like for him now?
So he is being charged as a juvenile offender, but this will be adjudicated in the youth part of the adult court. New York state law changed about a year ago, and so this is the system now. A juvenile offender in the youth part of a criminal court. He will, as a juvenile offender, if convicted of the second-degree murder, face a maximum of 7.5 years to life in prison, meaning that he would be eligible for release, for seeking relief after 7.5 years. But depending on how this case works out, he could spend many more years in prison.
What's good, y'all? What's the numbers TV? It's your boy Paul Rowe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and like a video if you appreciate the concept that Paul Rowe, what's the numbers I provided. Today we back on the profile piece. This profile piece is on AI Ham. In this video, we will speak about his time growing up in Yonkers, New York, where he would start running the streets, eventually joining a gang at an early age. Then we will talk about his first couple run-ins with the law and sporadic attendance at school, which led to him branching out a bit and focusing on becoming a rapper. After that, we will take a look at the details surrounding the murder of an 18-year-old high school student that AI Ham will end up being charged with. And lastly,
we will discuss the outcome of the case and where AI Ham is currently at today.
Jameer Thompson, better known as AI Ham, is from Yonkers, New York, which is located in Westchester County. Not part of the 5 boroughs, Yonkers is still the 4th most populated city in New York and has produced a lot of stars and newsworthy stories over the years. Jameer himself comes from a good family who will help his young mother raise him after his father passed away when Jameer was just a child. The void of one of his parents not being there will play a part in his early entry into the gang and street life, which is where AI Ham will be born after he became a member of the Bloods. Around this time he would also start rapping, and actually had a pretty decent work ethic for someone so young. By 13 he was releasing videos for his own songs or others he was featured on back to back, and even met older well-established New York City rapper Cameron, who would show him some love and repost his video on Instagram. Now with all that, AI Hound was doing in a short period of time musically, he was also doing just as much in the streets, as he was arrested for some serious crimes like robbery, gun possession, and a stabbing, all by the age of 15. But because he was so young, he never did any serious jail time. The last school he attended was the Linden Hill School in Hawthorne, New York. According to their website, the school is dedicated to meeting the social, emotional, and academic needs of fragile students with emotional needs. Students are referred to Linden Hill by the State Office of Mental Health or by their local committees. Some students live on the campus while others commute back and forth or just attend classes during the day. During his time there, they say AI Hound attended school sporadically. The next situation that will happen in his young life will be a tragic event that will make news headlines for about 2 weeks straight. The incident happened on April 25, 2019, and all started over a chain that AI Hound supposedly robbed another local team for. When the two crossed paths again later in the day, the team that got robbed along with another person started to chase AI Hound up the block. During the chase, according to news reports, AI Hound will back out a gun and shoot in the direction of the two in pursuit of him. He will miss them and end up hitting 18-year-old Marilyn Cotto Montanez in the head. She will be rushed to the hospital, where sadly, she died from her injuries. From there, AI Hound will do the race for the next 12 days with the authorities hot on his trail. They believe he had assistance from other gang members along with his family, who were helping him move around unnoticed. The search will span across 5 different states, as they tried day and night to locate him, even offering a cash reward to anybody that knew his whereabouts. Eventually, after retaining a lawyer, AI Hound would turn himself in on May 7, 2019, almost 2 weeks after the shooting. From there, he will be charged with second-degree murder as a juvenile and had at the Woodfield Cottage, which is a facility that houses youthful offenders in Westchester, New York. The case will go on to play itself out in court for the next 2 years before AI Hound entered a guilty plea to murder in the second degree in May of 2021.
Then, in September of 2021, AI Hound, real name Jameer Thompson, will be sentenced to 9 years to life as a juvenile offender. He will start his time in a juvenile facility until he turned 18 years old and was sent to an adult New York State prison in upstate New York, which is where he currently is at today.
But yo, What's the Numbers TV is a quick profile piece on Jameer Thompson, better known as AI Hound. You know, the kid was in the streets from a young age, as you can check as the content of his music, his Instagram page, you know, was out there holding guns. So he was active, he had things going on. His mom was a young mother. She was made she had her own headlines because when they was trying to locate him, she basically let him know that she wasn't going to turn him in, even though she knew where he was at, to the point that they wanted to press charges against her for, you know, helping him run and stay on the run for almost 2 weeks. Basically, he was 15 years old and was on the run for 14 days damn near. So the police definitely knew he had help and they were trying to, you know, basically narrow down who was helping him and things like that. But he ended up turning himself in, that he got the lawyer and all that. You know, he can't take back what he done. Rest in peace to the girl, Marilyn Cotto Montanez, you know what I'm saying? Definitely sad about her. She got killed in front of her little sister. You know what I'm saying? He can't never take that back, but maybe he could still start out on something positive when he comes home, you know what I mean? So we have to wait and see. But like I said, definitely rest in peace to the 18-year-old girl that was killed. Now, real quick, as you know, he had an active Instagram as far as like dropping music on there, getting love, got a picture, reposting them and things like that. So he was working, he had music out consistently, he was dropping things, and this is just in a short period of time. So, and he had like some type of lane in the streets where people knew who he was.
So he might have a chance to regain some of that momentum when he comes home. He probably come home sometime in his 20s. So he will have the time. It's all up to what he do when he come home, what type, if he's back on rapping time or he's back into the streets. We got to wait and see. Look like he kind of like took the transformation pretty easy from the juvenile to the adult prisons. Look like he's still banging, he's still active. He's behind the wall right now in a maximum security prison. So, he's probably still active behind the wall. He's a kid growing up in jail at this point. He was already into the streets. So, it kind of falls right in line. He's not the first to deal with this same situation, the story of catching a juvenile murder, going to jail as a juvenile, transferring to the adults, doing your life bit as a juvenile, and coming home. We just got to see what he got going on. The difference to him is that he's a rapper. He has some type of clout and notoriety before he caught his charge. We just got to wait and see what happens, man. But this was an updated profile piece on AI Hound. Hope you guys appreciate it. Rest in peace to the victim in this case, man. That girl did not deserve that. And on that note, we out of here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow the Instagram. Any business, Paul Rowe, WhatsTheNumbers at yahoo.com. And it's your boy, Paul Rowe, WhatsTheNumbers TV. I'm out of here. Peace.